None of us have any time these days. When you ask anybody how their day's going, the response we often get is, oh, busy. Busy, or some close descriptor of that word. And I reckon most of you, if I said I've got a secret, I can give you back a few hours extra a week, who would want that? Who needs that? Who's sitting there thinking, God, I've just got no time. There's so many things I need to get to, but I just can't find the time for it. What if I could find you that extra time? What if I could give you one simple trick and tip that will find you time? I reckon I can. And I reckon it's not difficult, but it is challenging. And it starts here. So pick up your phone, go into the settings, and you'll find there's a setting option in there for screen time. Open that. It has a number on it. What is your number? So it'll tell you your daily average. It'll tell you what you spend a week on screen time. Now, I'm not suggesting that number should be 0, but I am suggesting that's where you'll find your extra hours. So if your daily average is 4 hours, I reckon it could be 2. So where are the apps? It'll even tell you where you're spending that time. Now, for me, it was Instagram. These are designed to attract and hold our attention. So it's almost impossible for us not to get drawn in unless we set these parameters. So for me, it was Instagram. I would waste an hour easily each time I sat and looked at something because of the scroll, the doom scroll, right? We all know it. We've been there. And so with this now, I've set an hour limit per day. So I can still scroll on Instagram. I can still look at stuff. And my phone will remind me when I'm getting close to that limit. And most of the time I can stick to it. Because here's the thing, I was noticing that the amount of time I was spending wasn't giving me the increased value. So I'd get the same from an hour on Instagram that I would for 4. And yet I'm missing 3 hours of my day that I could be spending on something else. That's where we find the extra time. So what is your screen time number? What do you want it to be? Where are those extra hours? Because here's the thing. We don't have time to exercise, but we have time to sit on the couch and binge Netflix. We don't have time to do that online course we enrolled in, but we do have time to sit and doom scroll on Instagram or other apps. So where are the opportunities? What are you going to reinvest this time in? What are the things you haven't been able to get to, but you wished you could? Because there is a saying, right? It's never that there's not enough time. It's just that it's not a priority. So how do we make stuff a priority over the things that are designed to suck away our attention and our energy? Because there's always time if something is important. And we know that when emergencies happen in our lives. So how do we make this other stuff more important? How do we make this less important? And how do we put some boundaries around? We know our human tendencies around this. We also know how these are designed. And so that's a recipe for disaster. So how do we make sure we can use this in a healthy way? So we use it rather than it using us. That is where you'll find your extra hours.